What is up, Alex? It's Guys here. Here we are, the third chapter in this book, the halfway point in our Flippin' Real Estate series. You're chomping at the bits to watch us today, I know. The past two videos have led you to this point in your flip. If you haven't seen those, pause this video, go watch those, and come back to me. Okay, now that we're all caught up, let's talk about contractors. If you flipped real estate before, chances are you've had a not so pleasant experience with a contractor, or you've heard the horror stories. Money disappeared, or there was a toilet missing, or the job took 4 months longer than expected. And you don't want, need, or deserve that. So that's why I'm here, to help you avoid all of that nonsense. You see, I've had my run-ins with a good amount of contractors, some good and some not so good. So now you get to benefit from the tough times that I went through. You just gotta follow these steps. But before I tell you what to do to find the best GC, go ahead and find that like button and just slightly tap it for the YouTube algorithm. All right, now let's get into it. Okay, whether you're doing a full flip, just a bathroom remodel, or even just a lipstick flip, choosing the right contractors can make or break your project. Choose the right one and things will go smooth with little to no hiccups. Choose the wrong one and you're in for a world of trouble that can delay your project and cost you more money than originally planned. The worst part is the effect it has on your sanity. We all want to maintain our faith in humanity, and a bad contractor can really ruin that. Contractors are a dime a dozen. There are probably 100 contractors for every one investor. So you have plenty of options to choose from. They'll all tell you how great they are, and not once have I had a contractor tell me that they weren't the right guy for the job. You have to cut through all the fluff. The first step is to set up some interviews. Get referrals from friends, family, colleagues, and talk to their previous customers if you can. Ask how their experience was. Did the contractor have good communication? Did the contractor do what they said they were going to do? If something went wrong, did the contractor accept responsibility and make it right? How efficient was the contractor on touching up after the final walkthrough? These questions are important and necessary. Previous clients will be able to paint the best picture of how they experienced working with the contractor. So set up these interviews, talk to their previous clients, and get some good insight. Next up is to look at current projects that they have going on and previous projects that they've completed. Ask if they can provide you with a scope of work for the completed projects. That way, when you're walking them and looking at them, you can compare the final product to the scope of work that they're supposed to complete. Ask yourself, how would you like it if this was the work and the final product that was done for you? Look at the small details like missed paint spots or messy drips. Did they take the time to remove things necessary when it came time to paint, or did they just take the shortcuts and paint over everything? How is their carpentry? Are cabinets aligned and symmetrical? Attention to detail and the small things is what tells me the most about a contractor. If they took the time to do things the right way, I can trust that everything was probably done correctly. If there are noticeable small mistakes as soon as I walk into the property, I can assume that there are plenty others throughout the project. Step 3 in this process is to review the client contract. How detailed is their scope of work? Are there 4 to 5 items all put together in one line item with a simple description such as bathroom remodel? Or is the scope of work extremely thorough, describing everything involved with remodeling a bathroom? Actually, if they don't have a client contract, that can be a huge red flag. You're going to want the details of your business relationship with the contractor in writing, just in case something goes wrong. You're going to want this to fall back on. You didn't buy this house with all verbal agreements, did you? So, don't put a person in charge of a major remodel based on a handshake. Get it in writing or assume it was not discussed. Number 4, how clean is their crew when they're on a job? Do they have a paintbrush station where they wash their brushes? Do they clean up the job site after each day? If a contractor's clean, it is a good sign. You don't want a crew that'll make a mess, smoke in the house, and get paint all over the grass or leave nails and trash in the driveway. This will cost you even more money at the end of the project to have it all cleaned up. And it'll ruin the aesthetic appeal of your newly finished project. Imagine you spent thousands of dollars on landscaping in the front of the house just to have a contractor get white paint all over the landscaping because they're too lazy to wash their paintbrushes elsewhere. I'd be livid. 5th and final piece of advice is that cheapest is not always the best option. You're going to spend more time and money going back out to fix a job that is not done right. It will likely cost you more money than you would have paid in the beginning by choosing a little bit more expensive but more professional contractor. Actually, if there are issues that need to be fixed, you're probably going to end up hiring that more expensive contractor to come back out and fix it. It doesn't make sense to use the cheap guy again. They'll just mess it up even further. Every time I choose the cheapest option, I always regret it. Cheap is not the best, and sometimes it makes more sense to pay for quality instead of just choosing the cheap option. You, my friend, are now fully prepared. You know just what to look for when choosing the right contractors. Take your time here when choosing contractors because, I'll say it again, it could make or break your project. Patience is key. What's your experience with contractors? I give you full permission to vent in the comment section below. I know we've all had our struggles. Now, that's not to say that all are bad. There are some really great contractors out there. And hey, if you have a question, drop that below too. I promise to personally respond to every single comment that we get. Can't wait to see you in the next video where we talk about the do's and don'ts of the construction process and what you need to look out for from start to finish. This is crucial to make sure that the timelines are met, the project stays on track, and you get paid in time. Thanks again for watching today. Do not forget to subscribe.